Jungle.
The third largest in about 2 years from now. That's very natural to become. But thereafter, if you now do the math in terms of what growth requirements you have, it requires a sustained growth of 8%. That's what. Equally important is that from a situation where we have per capita GDP of about $2,000, we call it as a developed nation. We need to have a per capita income of about $20,000. It's a very uphill task for sure. Not that it's not unachievable, but it's a difficult one to do. Look at one of the statistics I'll share with you. We became a $4 trillion economy after 75 years or 77 years of independence. We like to multiply it by 7 times or 8 times in a span of less than 25 years. That's not an easy task for us. You then look at, therefore, where does the growth come from? If you then start peeling the onion to say where is India's growth today, it comes from agriculture, manufacturing and services. But today's position is that we get about 15% of our GDP from agriculture, about 17% from manufacturing, about 60% from services. Services cannot grow any longer. It probably will, no nation can survive on that mode. We'll also see that agriculture will come down because the economy will grow, we don't have more mouths to feed, no more than about, say, 90 billion or so. We'll probably become 1.5 billion people economy by 2047. So therefore, manufacturing has to grow. Manufacturing has to grow big. From a situation where we are at 17% of our GDP, it has to grow somewhere in the range of about 27% of our GDP. But today, this manufacturing, when it grows, it's just not requiring to meet the requirements of domestic markets. It has to be meeting the export markets. So therefore, manufacturing has to be in an environment which is competitive globally, with the best of quality, with the lowest of prices. No denying that we are the 6th largest manufacturing country. But if you look at how big we are, we're about 2.6% of the total manufacturing that happens in the world. So we have to grow from 2.6 to about 12.6 to attain that particular position of India having about 27% of our GDP, which is about $7 trillion or so for manufacturing. Again, I'm saying it's an uphill task. So what are the key growth factors for us? Certainly, the most important one is strategic leadership, which I think we have in place. But equally important is that we need to have R&D and innovation. Only then can we produce products and services which are globally competitive. Let me first look at R&D. Where are we in terms of R&D? As a nation, we spend about 0.648% of our GDP on R&D, compared to our peers who are at about, say, China is at 2.4% or US is at about 3.5%. More interestingly, this 0.6% that is there as the R&D spent today in India comes largely from government. More than 50% of this money comes from the government, whereas USA, it's less than 10% of it comes from government. Where does the money come from? It comes from the corporate world. In India today, it's about 40%. That's stretching it. Whereas in countries like US, with a larger amount of spend, I'm talking about 3.5% in US and 2.4% in China, it's about 70% comes from the corporate world. So therefore, corporate requires to spend more amount of money in research. And equally important is competitive. Where are we standing as a nation in innovation? We today are at the 40th position in 132 countries list in terms of the innovation index. Is it bad? Yes, but not so bad. Because we climbed as many as about 41 positions in the last 12 years. We were at 81st position, then we came up to a 40th position. So innovation has to become a lot more in this country if we truly believe in terms of making India and a country which has got innovation and R&D built into the system. So what drives innovation? Our ability to think critically, our ability to start taking risks, our ability to persist with the ideas. These are some of the ingredients that will make our country different from others. These elements that I just now called out, a few of them, circulated. Look at a company like Apple. What were they producing at one point of time? It was computers. They went into cell phones. They went into services. They went into wearables. All of these are innovative ideas of a single company called Apple. So is the case with, say, Tesla. Tesla was a car company.